a local entrepreneur discovers a light at the end of the tunnel.
People were coming to my house, at all hours to buy them out of my garage. Then we went on Martha's store.
The tiny spark that inspired a global sensation called Glassy Baby. Plus, a local restaurant where hope is always on the menu.
Programs like this take somebody in their rawest form and at their lowest point and builds them to being like such an amazing person.
We'll show you what you're missing if you haven't checked out Maslow's. Then, only in Seattle.
Soy sauce, some tamarind. Okay, I can do this.
Como's own Denise Whitaker smokes the competition in a 420-day bake-off. Seattle Refined starts now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Sometimes the lowest points in our lives lead to something amazing. That's certainly the case for Seattle's Lee Rhodes. In just a few short years, the mother of three went from battling lung cancer to being the founder of her own multi-million-dollar empire, Glassy Baby. But as Refined's Malia Karlinski discovered, while she's made a fortune selling candle holders, it's her philanthropy that's helped light the way for others.
A flame flickering in a glass votive. It may seem simple, but for Lee Rhodes, it was illuminating.
It was an accident. I dropped a tea light into a hand-blown glass vessel on my kitchen island, and it lit up the way all of these light up today.
And what was happening in your life during that time?
At that time, I had 3 young children and had just been diagnosed with lung cancer. And so it was a complicated time, but the discovery of the dancing light in the colored vessel changed everything.
In 1998, as she battled cancer, Lee realized some of her fellow patients also struggled just to get their basic needs met.
Some people couldn't finish their chemotherapy because they couldn't pay to park, or they couldn't get a warm sandwich, or they just didn't have that support. And that was just an eye-opening experience for me. At the same time that I discovered the candle, I kind of thought there must be some way to marry the two together. And that was the beginning of Glassy Baby. It's beautiful.
She wanted to find a way to lighten the load for others and brighten lives. In 2001, Glassy Baby was born.
I loved them, and then I had some made around Seattle that people would light for me. And then all of a sudden they were lighting them for their family and friends. And then people were coming to my house, at all hours to buy them out of my garage. Then we went on Martha's store.
Do you know what a Glassy Baby is? These are Glassy Babies.
Thanks to a friend, Glassy Baby caught the eye of the domestic diva.
My phone rang at Glassy Baby, and it was Martha calling to say, I love these candles. I'd love to have you on my show.
I received this gift of all your rainbow colors, and
That put us on the map. It took us 7 months to fulfill the orders.
Their first Glassy Baby was True White.
It's just a really beautiful, like an alabaster, like the inside of a shell. And it's just incredibly healing.
But today, they offer tons of gorgeous colors. From the beginning, Glassy Baby has been all about sharing the light, both literally and figuratively. Over the years, they've worked with hundreds of nonprofits.
So Glassy Baby actually gives back a pretty generous percentage, right?
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
We give 10% of revenue back. We're about to give our $10 millionth away.
What's your mission statement?
We give money to help people, animals, and the planet heal. And we really do. We write the big checks.
That's a pretty awesome mission statement.
Yeah.
People are drawn to them.
It's the multitude of colors, and I think that the light that goes through them is really unbelievable.
We spend a lot of time trying to make things more complicated than they are. This is a simple gift. They all have names. You can use it as a language. And a lot of times with cancer, and even in celebrations, it's hard to find the right words, and we've kind of given people a language to use.
There are over 400 different Glassy Babies so far, and Lee herself has named each and every one of them.
I know this is probably a little bit like asking who's your favorite kid, but can you show me a few of your favorite Glassy Baby?
I love kindness.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's kind of an iridescent cream. I love $1 million because I think that name is incredible. I love giving people $1 million.
What was the inspiration behind you naming this color?
Because I just think it's funny.
They're all made in one of 2 U.S. locations, including at this Glassy Baby store / hot shop in Seattle. It takes 9 minutes to make each one, and 900 are produced each day, 7 days a week.
So Lee, me, what is this?
This is our glass blowing studio in Madrona. We believe that supporting artists is important. You can really feel when you touch and feel and hold a glassy baby, you can feel, number one, it was handmade, but it was handmade with love.
From that spark of an idea decades ago, Lee and her hand-blown glass business have helped countless people. And it's still glowing strong.
We're selling a lifestyle, a way to slow down and appreciate people and things that you love. And it can be 5 seconds or it can be 5 hours. It really doesn't matter. There's so much calm and tranquility and just simple joy in light, in putting a candle in color.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
There is a new limited edition set of Glassy Baby out right now, just in time for Mother's Day. It's called Secret Garden and includes Forget-Me-Not and Posy. To learn more about Lee Rhodes or Glassy Baby, log on to our website. From big business to the big top, Teatro Zinzanni is on the move again, but it looks like it's putting down tent stakes for good this time. The dinner circus / cabaret is moving to Woodinville this November. It will occupy the former home of Red Hook Brewery. Teatro has temporarily operated out of Marymore Park for the past 6 months while it searched for a permanent spot. We can't wait to check out the new digs. Over at the Seattle Rep, a new play has a title that might ring a bell. It's called Familiar. It's a dramedy about the culture clash that happens when the daughter of a first-generation American family asks to observe a wedding custom from their homeland of Zimbabwe. It's written by actress Danai Gurira of The Walking Dead fame. Familiar runs through May 27th. Over at ACT Theater, there's still time to snag a ticket to the new musical Ride the Cyclone. The show is a partnership between ACT and Fifth Ave that pokes fun at teen angst in all of its forms. It looks pretty entertaining. Ride the Cyclone runs through May 20th. If you're looking for a place to grab dinner before a show, might we recommend Maslow's, the restaurant in the heart of South Lake Union. It's not only serving up great food, but also food for thought.
A professional kitchen is not a place for the faint of heart. It's hot and intense, a place where seconds make the difference between great food and garbage. But in this kitchen, at this restaurant, amidst the burners, saucepans, and knives, they're serving up something else. Hope.
Today we're gonna do bœuf bourguignon, traditional French beef stew dish.
There's action this morning at Maslow's by Fair Start. A guest is in the building. Award-winning chef Thierry Rotaro.
Cut it so that the pieces are even, because that's what's important in a stew, is that things are even.
This isn't an ordinary cooking demo. It's part of an ongoing culinary education, one that begins with the adult culinary program at Fair Start Restaurant.
We bring people in from a state of homelessness or out of incarceration, and then we take them and grow them into some life skills and a culinary skill. And from that, they're able to go out into the restaurant world, get a job, and then come back into this program.
Wayne Johnson is Fair Start's executive corporate chef. He helped create the apprenticeship program at Maslow's. It's designed to give graduates the tools to make a living wage in the restaurant industry, the skills to become a sous chef or restaurant manager.
When I met Fair Start, I was kind of in a point in my life where, I definitely made some mistakes. I was having some serious barriers to employment, and that's jumped in head first, just wanted to make that transition into my life and secure a career that I could really be proud of, something that, I could make my own.
At Maslow's, Casey Long and other apprentices work alongside professional cooks and get the opportunity to learn from some of the biggest names on the Seattle food scene.
And remember, caramelization is what? Flavor. That's right, Arando. You were listening earlier. That's good.
Chef Rotaro's beef bourguignon is the Maslow's meal for the month of May. A rotating dish conceptualized by the chef and executed by the Maslow's team.
And then we have this beef that has been marinated overnight in red wine, and then we're just gonna sear it.
It's still early, but the program, started in partnership with Amazon, is working.
They'll come in at a certain rate, and what we've been able to calculate up to this point is that they actually gain about 45 to 48% on top of that wage to what they came into the program.
The bigger paycheck is really just a byproduct of what's going on at Maslow's.
When you can take a group of individuals that have passion for the same thing and the same kind of love you had when you came into the industry and skill them up to be that next generation, I think that's golden. That's the creme of the creme.
More than anything, it's about empowering people, helping them become a finished product.
Et voila!
Giving them a second chance.
Programs like this take somebody in their rawest form and at their lowest point and builds them into being like such an amazing person. You know, it's kind of like the lotus flower, right? The lotus flower grows in dirty, muddy water, but when it pops up, it's a beautiful flower. And so what Fair Start's meant to me is being able to rewrite my story.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.
To learn more about Maslow's Fair Start, log on to our website. Seattle Refined is just getting started. He's the king of coins.
This collection as a stand, 1.7 million.
Meet a man who's really cashed in on his lifelong hobby. But first, we're a fly on the wall for a bizarre bake-off.
I'm swooshing all of these snacks into my chopped mushrooms and garlic.
Find out why Funyuns, Cheese Puffs, and Chex Mix are on the menu for this Top Chef Challenge. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Our Refined team is always looking for a reason to celebrate. That's why we stay all over the national days of the week. And today we found one everyone can savor. Get this, it's National Truffle Day. Now there are two kinds of truffles. There's the rare fungi that grows deep in the dirt. And then there's the delicious chocolatey kind that everybody likes. And that's the one today is all about. So do yourself a favor, enjoy a truffle, and think of me, Gard Swanson, when you're eating it. Speaking of the munchies, we totally spaced last month and forgot to tell you about 420 Day, or Weed Day as it's sometimes known. A new study found that people who actually use marijuana spend about $146 on 420, and about 40 of that is just on snacks. That's kind of high, but that's a lot of Cheetos and chips. Now, it may be legal to smoke weed in Washington, but it definitely is not cool to get baked and drive. And to drive that point home, SPD recently held a Munchie Bake-Off competition. Como's Denise Whitaker put her culinary skills to the test to try and smoke the competition.
We have 4 categories for you to bear in mind: presentation, taste, creativity, munchability.
With the drawing of spoons, I'm paired up with Allison Schwartz from Seattle DOT and Candace Bugles from Lyft. Staring at a counter full of options for ingredients, we put our thinking caps on. Allison immediately goes for potatoes to make French fries. Candace says she'll make a caramelized shallots ranch sauce, and I decide to make fritters, even though I've never done that before. Okay, soy sauce, some tamarind. Okay, I can do this. Oh, and every team must in some way incorporate Funyuns, Cheese Puffs, or Snack Mix. I decide to add all 3. I'm swooshing all of these snacks into my chopped mushrooms and garlic. The other teams, also a mix of media, police, DOT, or Lyft employees, work on their own dishes. A pico de gallo to go with French fries, roasted peppers and onions to top a pizza crust, and Michelle Lee's frying up bacon for a truffled bacon mac and cheese. In the middle of this frenzy, there's trash talk.
Think you're gonna lose with those dry hush puppies, just saying.
We certainly don't let that derail us. We just keep cooking.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining.
Taste it. Is it any good? Is it good? But will the judges like our fritters, fries, and trio of sauces?
I'm going to be the easy judge. I love the sauces. I'm just like, I kind of want to get more.
I think they did a great job. The fritters were very, very creative. The sauces are amazing.
Yeah.
Great start. Now we sweat out the judges noshing on the competition.
And I do like the freshness along with the fries. Fried, fresh. Good combo. Thank you. The bacon, the truffle, the cheese. This is delicious.
Ooh, that's going to be hard to beat. The judges sequester themselves to savor their tastes. Then
it was a hard decision. Somebody threw a chair, not going to say who.
That's us. We won the coveted golden spatula.
I think we won because we had the most creative use of the existing ingredients on the table, and we had 3 sauces. I mean, I was a little bit surprised because the quality of food that came out from the rest of the teams, like scratch-made pizza dough, I mean...
Guess those fritters weren't so dry, huh, Michelle? For Seattle Refined, Denise Whitaker.
Congratulations, Denise. Here's one more 420 fact. Researchers say 1/3 of those who observe Weed Day take the day off from work to celebrate. Coming up on Refined, we take a foodie tour through one of Seattle's most fascinating hoods. Plus, we hit the jackpot. We'll meet the coin man next. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, I say it all the time, but it bears repeating. We truly live in one of the coolest cities around, especially when it comes to food. You name a type of cuisine, and chances are you can find it prepared here with local products. Washington Grown's Val Thomas Matson has this look at some of the hidden gems she found in Seattle's International District.
The International District is known for its colorful atmosphere and, of course, the fabulous, authentic Asian cuisine. I met up with Taylor Huang, a local chef and community activist with a nonprofit group that helps ethnic-owned businesses in Seattle succeed.
Why is it so important to you to really promote ethnic cuisine?
Well, I'm first generation Vietnamese, and I see how hard my mother works with very limited resources.
Talk to me about the diversity of Washington Grown products and how they support you in your work in the community.
I'm a restaurateur, and so as much as possible, we like to use locally grown produce. And Washington State have really grown in terms of food diversity. So Val, I'm bringing you to my favorite Hong Kong bakery called the Cake House. And I come here especially for their coconut bun. It's a sweet bun with a coconut filling in the middle.
Now we're off to the Seoul Tofu House, one of Taylor's favorite Korean restaurants in the neighborhood, where we're having some bibimbap.
You have pea vines, you have bean sprout.
The textures. And soft, kind of crunchy.
Yeah.
And our last stop of the day, the market.
So we're at Viet Wok.
You'll find a lot of Asian home goods. My favorite are the produce. This one right here is called the opal squash. You can cut these up in place of zucchini. Our state is so diverse, and it's not just about, you know, the basic, you know, vegetables and produce that we've grown up with, but our state has really embraced that and grown produce to meet all of that demand.
You can come here and you can buy something that you're familiar with, and then also expand your repertoire, right?
Exactly. Pick up your limes, your lemon, your potatoes, and, you know, pick up Japanese eggplants.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open for more stories like that one from our friends at Washington Grown every Wednesday here on Refined. We'll be right back. What? Welcome back to Refined. You know, all of us probably collect something as a hobby, from stamps to baseball cards. We're obsessed with something, but we've never seen anyone more obsessed with money than a guy who just might be the king of coins. Reporter Dan Rascone explains.
In an unassuming shop along 2100 South in Sugar House is one of the country's
This is all 1964 and earlier.
top coin experts, Bob Campbell,
This one and this is a 5-ounce one.
who has built an amazing collection, thousands and thousands of them, some dating back to hundreds of years ago.
Coins from Alexander the Great.
Others found from deep within the sea.
Shipwreck coins and pirate money. We put it in this kind of a special box to keep it.
But one of Bob's most prized possessions, his complete set of exceedingly rare and pricey Mormon gold pieces.
This collection as it stands, 1.7 million.
But for Bob, collecting coins is not about the money.
So it's something that I really enjoy.
The hunt to collect started at a very young age.
I grew up poor.
When Bob was just 5 years old, he lost his father, who left him a small box of coins. From that, the fascination to collect took off.
I collected anything, two of anything.
At 12 years old, he walked into this very coin shop, located at this very same place, and met his mentor, Wally, who taught him everything he needed to know about collecting coins. In 1983, in his mid-30s, he bought the place.
So we made this as a tribute to my father.
When all is said and done, it's still all about going back in time and honoring a man he never got to know.
I think my dad, if he was here, he'd be proud that I was able to take a hobby and turn it into a business.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Thank you so much for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.